All right. Hello, everyone. It's so good to see you. Thank you for being a part of this conference. I'd like to say hi and thank you to AI4 Conference for inviting me to participate today. I'm very excited to be here. So I'm going to go start sharing my screen, and I'm very excited about this presentation today. So what we're going to be talking about is capturing the consumer, the power of augmented reality. So a little bit about myself. I have been in the augmented reality industry since 2012, and I really have become an evangelist for the technology. I was a classroom teacher for 15 years, and I saw the power and the engagement value of augmented reality. So let's take a look at capturing the consumer, the power of augmented reality. Here's my contact information. As you're watching along, please get connected with me on social media, leave your thoughts, ask questions, whatever you like. I'd really love to be a part and chat with you on social media. So here's all my contact information. If you'd like more information on emerging technologies, you can also get extra resources on my website, bradwaid.com. All right, so what is augmented reality? You can see me here with some of my friends in the digital world. So what is AR? The best way to think about it is it's digital information overlaid in the real world. It might just be easier to show you what it looks like. So take a look at this. This is a real video I caught for people seeing augmented reality for the first time. Yes, that is augmented reality. As you can see, the audience is super engaged. I've seen the power of that engagement firsthand, and that is why I do what I do every day. I help businesses, I help industry leverage the technology for their needs. I'm the person that connects human and technology. All right, so let's take a look at some statistics in augmented reality in retail. Here's one. Did you know that 70% of your user base is already aware of augmented reality? And that's a big leap than it was just a few years ago. So that's 70% of your audience is already familiar with the technology. That's over 100 million users, and 100 million users will be using augmented reality to shop this year. Now think about this. This is an incredible statistic about a conversion rate. By using augmented reality, you can increase your conversion rate by up to 40%. That's quite a big leap. So let's take a look at the technology behind that and how you can start leveraging it. Here's the last thing is look at these numbers. 70% of our user base is already aware of the technology. 100 million users will use AR to shop this year, and you can increase your conversion rate by up to 40%. That's incredible. But that last statistic, take a look at it. Yet only 1% of retailers are using AR. You know what? If you're part of that 1%, fantastic. If you're not, don't worry. This is for you, and it's never too late to get started. So let's dive a little deeper. So you're probably sitting there and asking yourself, why should I be using it? Why should I be using AR? Well, here's why. Look at this. Because your customers are already there. Your customers are already there. We live in a world where our mobile phone or device is with us at all times. So think about this. If you have left for work, if you've gone to work and you forgot your phone, how many of you out there have done that? Okay, that's pretty much all of us. How many of you turned right around and went and got your phone? Yeah, me too. That's pretty much all of us. Our phone is synonymous with us now, and it's through the power of that mobile device. We're also going to look at tablets and computers, but really your customers are already here. They're already using this technology, and we're going to start looking at that through our phones and mobile devices. Now, how do we deliver augmented reality? So you're sitting here thinking, all right, so the technology, it's really cool. I've seen some good statistics on it. So how do I deliver it? Well, in your company, like I just mentioned, one way is the mobile device. You know, we're using mobile devices and screens all the time. And there are over 4.76 billion smartphones out there. Yeah, that's an incredible, incredible number. That's, you know, one for every two people on this planet. And in the civilized industrial world, you know, multiple multiple devices can be had by one person. So the technology is already in our pocket. So let's start looking at how do we leverage that technology that our user base is already familiar with. Another one is the tablet. There are over 190 million tablets in the US, okay? And the thing is you can actually look at your user base and see who your market is. And you can understand, you can find out through analytics, is my user base more using a mobile phone device or using a tablet device? Or also your products might be more well suited to a computer. Now that has changed just in the last few years because of the cameras that are now on the computers, because you can use the augmented reality technology on computers now. So we have mobile, we have tablets, and we have computers. Three great ways to deliver incredible, enriching AR experiences. So let's take a look at now how AR is being used. So like I said right here, how are we using AR? So let's take a look. Well, in marketing and sales, and that's part of what this conference is all about: marketing and sales, retail, supply chain, all of that. We're going to take a look at it. You can see some examples I have here. And if I could see you right now, I'd ask you to raise your hand. How many of you have ever used one of your devices and experienced AR? I'm guessing a lot of you have your hands up. Now, the thing is you might have been using it, but just not knowing what the technology was. Now, the technology has really grown over the last few years. It's gone from a very cool, neat experience to something that is becoming a lot more valuable. So the two biggest things about it is, like I mentioned, your user base is already there. Your clients, your customers are already there. And then the second thing is the technology is so powerful and it's come a long ways. So you can just see right here, they're customizing cars. You can do, paint color, you can do accessories. Let's take a look at some more different things. So marketing and sales, consumer engagement. We can engage our customers by using applications, different apps. Here's one for pizza and products. You may be in this industry. Now, here are some specifics, and I'm going to share 5 or 6 just to get your brain going, get your brain thinking like, okay, all right, so how could we use augmented reality in our industry? So here are just some examples, then I'm going to go over some more. So, personalized designs. If you're doing any products, this one happens to be shoes. Another thing with shoes is we now can just snap a picture of our feet and our shoes, and we can have a pair of shoes right on our feet. We can see what they look like right through our camera. So it's really getting easier and easier to envision what our products are like. So that's one of the examples is, try before you buy, if you will. So if you're in that industry, you're probably already familiar with it, but the question might be is, how do I use that with my customers? Okay, product testing. Makeup, perfect one. You can do it right now. You've seen the sunglasses, you can do clothes. This is makeup. That's another one. Home furnishings. This list is really long. You may have used it. There are painting apps. You can take pictures of walls in your house that you can just, touch, and you can change the color. You can put furniture in your house right now. You can pinch it and zoom it. You can scale it. You can move it around. Really incredible. And I'd love to go down a rabbit hole about the technology involved because it's fascinating, but we don't need to for this. The reality is we now can take products, let's just say you have a product, you have the CAD models, you have all of the 3D assets. You can simply put them, in an application, something like this. But there's also things like virtual fitting rooms. Okay, you can do that. We just talked about that with the glasses and the clothes. Now, the thing is I want to go back to right here. Okay, marketing and sales. When you think about this, I want you to think about this. Part of our job is to tell the story of our product. Storytelling has been around since before written language. And there's power in storytelling. So there's a lot of different ways to take a look at what do I want to do with my product? What do I want to do with my client, my customer? And we're now going to go down that and look a little more at what is going on there. So let me just skip down here and get back to where we were, because not only is it how things are changing on the product side. It's also like the point of sale. Okay, and think about that. Think about how things have changed just in the last few years with buying online and shopping online, and how we check out and how we pay for things. How we pay for things with our cards, our charge cards, our credit cards, our debit cards. Then it was on our mobile devices, with RFID. We can now tap. We can do it with our smartwatches. Now, this is how it used to be. You see this picture from the past. We ring up our customers. That's how it used to be. And I just talked about the transition of how we pay for products now. We're also going to be like this. The point of sale is going to be looking more like this in the future. And I love taking a look at that. Where are we going? Something like this is already coming as well. So now, great question. What's coming? So let's just recap before we go down to what's coming up in the future. So what we're going to do is we're going to recap how it's being used, then what's coming, and then how do you, somebody watching this, get started? Okay. So we've already seen how it's being used, in marketing and sales and consumer engagement, if you will, all different kinds of examples. And there's so many. If this was an hour keynote, I would spend more time going down very specific ones, but I just want to give you a good global overview about what we're already doing. So now part of my job is to say, what's coming? Well, take a look at this. We're going to look at 4 or 5 different things and really push the boundaries of our industry right now. So what's coming? Well, when we combine augmented reality and artificial intelligence, after all, that's what this conference is all about, right? So the really fascinating thing is and it'll make sense when you get some context. So right now we're talking about the power of augmented reality, how it can capture your user. You saw it in that video, how somebody can scan the label of your product and all of a sudden be immersed in what you want, what story you want to tell them. You can now have them try your products on, try before you buy, and see what that's all about. So they have higher confidence when they purchase. And the statistics, bear out for that as well. Well, now let's take a look at when you combine augmented reality with artificial intelligence. So when you do that, now say somebody is shopping on their mobile device, maybe they're actually in a brick and mortar store, and they are, looking at products, experiencing your products, getting told the story of your product or your company that you want them to. Well, let's say they choose an item. Well, now AI can make suggestions for additional purchases. Now think about it like this. Well, if you're buying an outfit, there are multiple pieces to an outfit. You can just buy a shirt or a top or a bottom, whatever it is, but you'd like to get a whole outfit. So when you're shopping, let's say you purchase, a jacket. Well, I might be looking for a shirt to go with it. Well, what's really cool is when you combine augmented reality, so me trying on clothes and outfits, once the AI, the artificial intelligence kicks in, now it says, okay, well, Brad really likes this outfit. From all of our analytics, we can give him 3 suggestions to save him time, and he's going to buy more product. Okay, so let's say I buy a jacket, and we know that, I'm a suit company. We know that that jacket is often paired with this style of shirt. Maybe we also know that Brad likes a sport cut or whatever it might be. You can now use AR and AI with all your analytics and tailor a shopping experience or a buying experience right for your customer. So that's one really cool way that we are moving, really cool place we're going. And that's artificial intelligence and augmented reality together. Now it's also going to be, once we move in addition to our mobile phones, how are our consumers going to be getting information? How are they going to be shopping? Well, one of the next thing are smart glasses, of course, right? Well, smart glasses, you've seen the products are starting to come out. The industrial market already has them, but the consumer market is starting to come. Now, the reality is we have the technology to pack those glasses full of all kinds of stuff, but it's too much for the consumer. So when that sleek smart glass comes out, that just does a few things. Basically, replaces the screen on your phone and becomes wearables, that's when it's going to be adopted. Well, that's only just a few years out. So I'm going to share some of these with you so you know, like, okay, when we get started using augmented reality, when we start working on our roadmap, on our business plan, we need to start thinking about what are the other benchmarks down the road that we need to think about transitioning to as we go. So smart glasses is going to be another one. Now, this next one is really going to blow your mind, but it's a reality. Check this out. Smart contact lenses. Yes, this technology is coming. Few companies have already patented. We've seen some of the prototypes. We now live in a time where we are becoming the wearable. So think about how prolific mobile phones are. The next is going to be smart glasses. And then even, I don't know if it's going to be adopted with everybody, mass adoption. I wouldn't be surprised in time, but this technology already exists, and it's smart contact lenses. Take a look at this. We're now going to have this information right available to us. So basically, we're going to have digital information right on top of our eyes. Isn't that amazing? You think, wow, Brad, that is fascinating. Just think about all the things we could do with that. I know, really incredible. But wait, there's more. It's like an infomercial. Check this out. This last one, this is really fascinating. So what it's called is called hyper-focused target marketing. All right. And it deals with facial recognition. I like to call it the human QR code. Now, you might be asking yourself, what does that mean? What are you talking about, hyper-focused target marketing? Well, think about this. Anybody know what movie that is? Yes, that's right. Somebody in the back said it, Minority Report. So if you can think about that movie, and if you haven't seen it, I do encourage you to watch it. It's a fascinating movie, but I really like to look at the technology that's involved. That movie is almost 20 years old now, but there's a scene in the movie where Tom Cruise is going through the airport. And as he's going through the airport, it might be a shopping mall, but he's going through an area where there's a lot of stores. Well, all of a sudden, hyper-focused target marketing is happening. So what's going on is the stores recognize his face, the human QR code. They recognize his face and they start offering things to him, saying, hello, Mr. So-and-so, we have a sale on this outfit. We have a sale on this product. That's coming. Think about this. You already have you ever picked up your phone and it says you're 25 minutes from work? Yes, right? Most of you just raised your hand. Well, that's just the machine learning working in your phone. And the way that works is that is from, it starts recognizing patterns and starts making suggestions. Well, once we combine that with artificial intelligence, it starts to make sense. And you saw in that first slide about combining AR and AI together. This takes it up another notch. Now, let's come back down a little bit and think about, okay, Brad, so what does that mean for us? We've taken a look at how we're using it with our products, whether you have a product on a shelf, whether you have something that's online, in clothing, whatever it might be. We've seen a lot of those examples, okay? Now, the question is how do you get started? So if you're out there watching this right now and you're thinking, all right, the technology looks really cool. What I suggest is think about, based on your product, what is your need or your pain point? Okay, think about that as your starting point. And then you need to decide, like, what is my call to action? What is the CTA on it? Am I offering a discount because I want them to see the number discount and that's going to be enough to pull them in? Or are you going after your current customer already and giving them an added value? Are you making them a more loyal customer? You can also do this when you have your customer base and you're telling your stories. One thing that happens is your customers, become your best marketers and raving fans, because anytime they experience something like this, if they have a very good experience with your product, all right, so let's say you have a good product and it's just doing what it's supposed to. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to tell my neighbor that my shampoo is working great. I'm just not going to do that. But I'll tell you, if I scan the label and something very engaging happened, I sure might tell somebody when they're at my house, if I'm having a get together, I might go get that product and scan the label just to show them. Think about that. So, all right. So that's how you get started, everybody. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact anybody here at the AI4 conference. Contact me as well if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this time. Enjoy your rest of the time of the conference. I'm Brad Waid. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Have a great time, everyone.